Hey everyone, Yasin here, and today I'm going to be talking about how to draw scary stuff, and I feel like I'm not an expert on this, and so I'm joined with Flavia, who's probably knows more about scary stuff than I do.
Hello.
Because we were talking about this, and with cute, when it comes to cute, I made a how to draw cute stuff. Cute characters tutorial. Pretty much it's all about baby proportions. Like, it's all about young baby soft things. And when it comes to scary, though, I was having trouble understanding it as well. Like, what makes something scary? And here I'm just drawing like a scary-ish face, but more like a scary personality, like someone who could do you harm, I suppose, or someone strong, not necessarily, this is going to give you nightmares. But anyway, so I was having trouble with the scary thing, like, what is it all about exactly? If cute is just about, it's like babies, and that's it. And what is scary about? And Flavia actually helped me with this. What did you say scary is about?
It's about perceived threat. It's about, like, what do people fear? And if you're thinking about people, it helps to think about the primitive mindset. Like, okay, we're programmed as creatures to be afraid of death, obviously. So anything that evokes death or illness or things that lead to death, like threat or just wrongness in features or aggression or violence, those are things we find scary because of course we would. And then there's also the nocturnal creatures and the we're daytime creatures, so of course the darkness we're not suited to it, so anything that is nocturnal also inspires fear.
You actually, the thing that because I remember I was kind of on board with this, but you said something about control, like fear is you become afraid of something if you have a perceived loss of control.
Yeah, if you can't control it, if you are not aware of its intentions, like the guy you did before, he's hidden in a cape, so you're not aware of his body movements, what he might be hiding, what he might he's sort of obscured. And that is scary because you're not in control of the situation. You're not aware of it.
Yeah. So here I'm doing like a nice girl who's not supposed to be that scary. But it's to show you a different side of what can be scary. Like, yeah, you could do a straight up, intense, evil looking character. Or you could do stuff like this, like removing eyebrows, I feel, is scary. And this, again, I'm surprised at how much your control thing actually checked out, because what it is without eyebrows is you can't tell emotion, and so you have less control about it.
Yeah.
And I was confused about things like phobias because I have a fear of moths, and some people think moths are cute and fluffy and stuff, but I just find them, I don't. Anyway, and it's because they're very unpredictable.
Yeah, they have erratic movements.
Yeah, so things that evoke death, and then things that are unpredictable, and
illness as well.
Yeah,
like, for example, here
sick.
she's got her eye bleeding and she's got her mouth sewn shut, and it's like even with animals, they tend to avoid the ones that get ill. And just like it's a pre-programmed instinct to avoid your peers if they're ill, because you're afraid that you will get ill and therefore you will die.
Yeah.
So this translates into just what we have now. It's very civilized and it's very cerebral and it's very, I don't know, I guess filtered out, but it still goes back to the same principles.
Yeah, and like pain as well. Like if something is looks painful or looks like it can do you harm, it also, so when there's spikes and stuff, it's like, well, this looks sharp, this looks like it could harm me. And here, one of the things I wanted is kind of a creepy thing, And what I find is most creepy is when something is pretty much normal, except a little bit is off. Or something is just not right. For instance, you could say, oh, that girl was smiling, but the smile was not normal.
It was deranged.
Yeah.
That's even less control because what it does is it tells you that it could fool you. At first glance, it could fool you for she's smiling, and then you have even less control because you're going to be tricked into thinking this is safe, and then you look closer, and then she's like all...
Yeah, and that she looks like innocent, but not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, wait, because innocence mean, oh yeah, I'm going to approach you, but then the uncontrollable parts are like, yeah, but then wait a minute, you tricked me. So it's even more scary to be in a place where you think you can trust something, but then it could actually stab you in the back, as opposed to something that's straight up grotesque. Like this one, I just went for something that looks horrible, just grotesque. Looks sickly, looks like it could hurt you.
I think it's cute, really.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because that's the thing with scary as well, and same with cute. But all these things are very subjective. So when I make a tutorial of how to make a character cute, well, it's just keeping in mind certain things. For instance, I wrote, I mentioned how cute is like a baby, right? Like, oh, babies are cute. And that's pretty general across most humans. They find babies and baby animals and things to be cute, especially mammals. But not everyone. Some people find babies to look like gremlins.
Some people.
Well, I was thinking of Bob, but you do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's the gremlins one. I'm more...
What do you think babies look like?
Undefined people. Very strange, very alien.
Yeah. So there's that. But I don't know. I think it pretty much, yeah, that's it. Like, if you want something to look scary, think about the psychology of what is scary. And like, okay, if you can convey something that's a lot of sharp things, a lot of pain, or suffering, or something that's just uncanny, it's kind of creepy, it's wrong. These can be more scary than if you think of something more literal, like, oh, a ghost is scary, so I'm going to do a scary ghost. It's like, it can be, but I think you get better ideas when you're more broad in your approach and you understand more, because then you don't have to just do the expected thing. And there was like a wave of horror movies that started where they started doing cute characters that were like Chucky it's something that's supposed to be cute, but it's not.
Yeah, it's the tricking factor that is the real scare, not necessarily just, it's a doll, but it's alive, but it's aggressive, but whatever. Yeah. It's more of the dissonance between what you're expecting it to be and then what it turns out to really be.
And I think they tried this with Five Nights at Freddy's, with the stuffed toys that are scary, and it's like, oh, you think it's cute, but it's not. That type of idea can be more scary than something obvious. And here what I'm going for is just colors that don't quite belong. And I was focusing on sickly colors, things that if you saw this on a human, you would feel like, oh, they're ill. Because we do respond to these, and that's why greens and yellows and things can look very putrid.
Yeah, because we project a lot. Because this animal could be very healthy in its own way. Like, these could be its natural colors, but because you're projecting your own human interpretations on it, it looks scary and awful. And because you made it slimy, it's an aquatic creature, and we're terrestrial, so of course it's going to look even more scary because you're vulnerable in water. You will be exposed to this guy.
I was thinking of those, I forgot what they're called, the super ugly fish that live deep in the ocean.
Yeah.
You like those?
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, okay. Well, there you go. So what are you afraid of then? If you're not afraid of really grotesque creatures.
Well, it depends. I suppose I'm afraid of fingertip touching.
Yeah, but that has a source. So
yeah, it has a source in my personal trauma. So I think a lot of these phobias and fears are traced back to personal preference and lack of preference or aversion, but some of them are just very, very general, and they come from the root of humans as a species.
Yeah. Like anything gory tends to be frightening because we avoid pain.
Yeah, but on the other hand, with us being civilized and growing up in a world that's sort of perverted, but not in the sexual sense, but more like twisted, we learn to like a certain feeling of fear. We learn to be drawn to certain negative feelings and incorporate them into things that we like. Because, for example, I find this guy kind of adorable because I look at him and it's like, oh, you didn't draw him in water, so I feel like, oh, he would be very helpless on land. And it's like, oh, he's slimy, so he can't really move, and he can't, it's like, oh, and then his teeth aren't really effective. Like, oh, what could he do? He could like puncture your skin a bit, but his teeth don't go in the right directions for like he would be more of a scavenger, I imagine, because he would take a really long time to bite something.
I don't know, I was trying to make him as gross as I could. I heard about how this rush that you're talking about comes from the feeling of fear and then knowing that you're okay, and that's what happens with roller coasters.
Yeah.
Is you're subjected to fear, like, oh no, I'm gonna die, but then you're okay, and then you usually, and this happens with a lot of people, they'll laugh right after because it's catharsis.
Yeah.
It's oh, I had all this panicky feelings that, oh, okay, I'm actually safe, I'm actually okay.
You overcome it, and you have and instead of
you get a rush off it.
Yeah, instead of evoking a loss of control, it evolves the opposite. It's like, oh, I controlled and I overcame, and I came out the other way alive and well. Yeah. And you get desensitized until you sort of like, oh, I like, when you go to these scare rides, you like the fact that you can have control.
Mm-hmm. So, pretty much that's, I mean, I hope it's okay that we talked about psychology and not necessarily, well, draw this proportion or that proportion. Here I'm just inverting things because sometimes when you see the opposite of what is expected, it can be creepy as well. But yeah, I think when it comes to things like getting an emotion, it really helps to learn psychology and how people think and what is considered scarier. What are the components of this? What are the ingredients for fear eliciting responses? So thanks, Flavia, for helping explain. And yeah, I hope this helped. And thanks for watching.